The human digestive system.
Digestion. There are the phases include ingestion, movement, mechanical and chemical digestion, absorption, and the elimination. There are types of digestion, which is the mechanical and chemical digestion. In mechanical digestion, it includes chew, tear, grind, mash, and mix. Wherein the chemical digestion, enzymatic reactions improve digestion of carbohydrates, protein, and lipids. The mouth, it mechanically breaks down food into mixture. Tongue, food with saliva, contains amylase which helps break down starch. Epiglottis is the flat-like structure at the back of the throat that closes over the trachea, preventing food from entering it.
Esophagus. Esophagus approximately 10 long. It has two functions, including secrete mucus, moves food from the throat to the stomach using muscle movements called peristalsis. If acid from the stomach gets in here, that's heartburn. Next is stomach. Stomach is a J-shaped muscular bag that stores the food you eat, breaks it down into tiny pieces, mixes food with digestive juices that contains enzymes to break down proteins and lipids. Acid in the stomach kills bacteria. Food found in the stomach is called chyme. Next, small intestine. Small intestines are roughly 7 meters long. Lining of intestines walls has finger-like projections called villi to increase surface area. The villi are covered in microvilli which further increases surface area for absorption. Bile aids in the chemical digestions of lipids. Enzymes continue to digest carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins.
This section of a small intestine showing the macroscopic features. This section shows a cross-section of a small intestine at a relatively low magnification. Key features includes the first is the muscle layers. The muscle layers is the outer layers of the intestine composed of smooth muscle responsible for peristalsis, movement of food through the digestive tract. Next is the large circular folds or the plicae circulares. These are the large folds in the intestinal lining that increase the surface area for absorption. Next is the villi. Finger-like projection extending from the surface of the circular folds. These further increase the surface area for absorption. And for the next one is the lumen. The central cavity of the intestine through which digested food passes. And for the last one is the vein carrying the blood to hepatic portal vessel. These veins collect nutrient-rich blood from the small intestine and transport to the liver for processing. Next is the detailed cross-section of vilus. This section provides a magnified view of a single vilus, highlighting its internal structure. First is the absorptive cell. This cell's line is the vilus and are responsible for absorbing nutrients from the digested food. They have microvilli on their apical surface facing the lumen. Next is the lacteal. Lacteal is a lymphatic capillary located within the vilus. It absorbs fats and other lipids that are not observed directly into bloodstream. Next is the goblet cell. Goblet cell is the mucus-secreting cell that helps lubricate the intestine lining and protect it from the damage. Now, we had the blood capillaries. Blood capillaries is a network of blood capillaries within the villus that absorb water-soluble nutrients from the absorptive cells. Now, let's move to the intestinal crypt. An intestinal crypt is a gland located between the villi that secretes digestive enzymes and other substances. Now, let's proceed to the muscularis muscucae. A thin layer of a smooth muscle within the mucosa, the innermost layer of the intestinal wall, that helps to regulate the movement of villi. Now, let's proceed to the duodenal glands. These glands located the submucosa, the layer beneath the mucosa, that secrete mucus and discarbonate to protect the intestinal lining from the acidic chyme. Partially digested food entering the stomach. Now, let's go to the submucosa. Submucosa is a layer of connective tissue beneath the mucosa containing the blood vessel, nerves, and lymphatic vessel. Now, let us proceed to the microscopic view of the absorptive cell surface. This section shows a highly magnified view of a apical surface of an absorptive cell, revealing the presence of microvilli. The tiny finger-like projection on the surface of the absorption cells, this significantly increase the surface area for nutrient absorption, maximizing the efficiency of the process. They form a structure called brush border. This image illustrates the intricate structure of the small intestine to maximize the absorption of nutrients from digested food. And surface, the progressive magnification from A to C highlights the increasing complexity and surface area of optimization at different scales. Now, let's proceed to the small intestine and its function. Small intestine is the nutrients from the food pass into the bloodstream through the small intestine walls. It absorbs 80% of ingested water, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. And the small intestine is the secretes digestive enzymes. Now, let's move on to the large intestine. Large intestine, also known as the colon. It is the final part of their digestive system. It is responsible for absorbing water and electrolytes from the undigested food, forming and storing feces, and eliminating waste from the body. Large intestine has 5 feet long. It continues to absorb water, and it has the rectum. Rectum is a short-term storage which holds the feces before it is expelled.
Next is the large intestine. It's about 5 feet long, continues to absorb water, and rectum short term for storage which hold feces before it expelled. Next one is accessory organ, not part of the path of food but play a critical role, and included liver, gallbladder, and pancreas.
Liver direct affects digestion by producing
Bile help digest fat. Filter out toxin and waste including drugs and alcohol. Gallbladder stores bile from the liver, release it into the small intestine. Fatty diet can cause gallstones. Pancreas produce digestive enzymes to digest fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. Regulates blood sugar by producing insulin.
This is how the digestive system looks like. The green one is the esophagus, the red is the stomach, the pink is the small intestine, brown is the large intestine, liver is the purple, gallbladder is green, and the yellow is the pancreas.